right. Peace and blessings. Keep up the lessons. You know who this is. Crypto B-Boy coming at you. We got some stuff for you. We're going to get in. So you ready? Let's get it. Alrighty then. Yeah, man. From here, we're going to get into some news first before we get into the nitty gritty with your bro, with T from T's Crypto Spot and his Twitter space that he had a talk in dealing with the messaging of the ISO 222 and the DTI, all of that. And we're going to get into it. All right, so let's go into the news first because I want to, keep up with that type of way to be basically, start giving people that value of what they usually ask for or expect from the crypto community and influences. I mean, I'm not trying to do what everybody does, but I'm basically doing what a lot of people expect. So we'll get into the news. Oh, and also don't forget to subscribe to your bro. And it helps you as well as me because if you want to get notifications for more future videos from your bro, then you got that subscription in there. You lock that in and you hit that bell, the notification bell, and you should be able to get some video notifications in your email or whatever the area that it will go and send you the notification. Okay, so that should be good. And don't forget to click the like button and share the video out to other people. Thank you. All right, so let's get in. What's going on right now in the news? We'll pull it up in a minute. Yeah, hold on. Okay, here we go. China's growth. Okay, China's growth and relations with the U.S. weigh on investors' minds. So we're going to read through it as quick as possible. Just give me a second again because this thing is sometimes faulty. All right, so what it's saying here is that investors and business leaders are optimistic about China's economic growth this year. All right, but have concerns about geopolitical tensions between China and the U.S. And we know what's going on. All right, according to a poll and conducted at our global macro conference, Asian Pacific. So this is like more of a macro, news report in a sense to give you guys the understanding. Those of you who are in business, those of you who are in that level of wanting to go out and invest into global markets and so forth. So that's where this is at. So let's get back. So during last week's event in Hong Kong, which returned in person for the first time in 3 years, we asked attendees to share their thoughts on the biggest risk to global growth in 2023. Okay, so investors are worried about the effect of U.S.-China relations on the global economy. And here's a chart that you can see the difference. U.S. Tensions, and you see how much it's grown since 2000, now and up to 2023 from last year and even up to now. Resurgence of inflation, other geopolitical risk, military conflict. You see those things there, and it's very serious. It's a very serious matter because this affects everybody in the world. I mean, because we're the global geopolitical arena of things is that everybody's kind of connected. All countries are kind of connected in such. Look at what's happening with the issues and the crisis in Ukraine due to the Russian invasion, but the Russian invasion for the reasons that they don't want NATO on their borders to or close to them to where they can feel that they have a greater reach and to be able to infiltrate or try to partake in creating issues in their region. Okay, so Russia made their warnings and so forth, and then boom, we got to the war where we see here now in Ukraine, and it's been an effect on all markets and geopolitical uh, stages throughout the world. UK even more than America itself, as far as the West is concerned, and the effects and negative effects that has come. But the U.S. has been affected and it's been going through its thing. But the thing that's crazy is that Biden and his administration are adding to it, to the fuel to the fire. But from my position, as I always say, all part of the plan. This is as we got to see in order for a reset, a great reset, and all these statements and the New World Order and all this stuff to come. And I don't have to get into all the conspiracy stuff that has been mentioned and spoken on in big time discussions in spaces and so forth on social media and whatnot and all that that we see now. That's coming out of the woodwork more than even in times when it was called conspiracy theories. Now it's all like, yeah, everybody's trending with it, right? So all that stuff is clear. The nations that were up in the top, or known as being the geopolitical powers of the world, okay, they're going to fall first, and especially America, as far as maybe more or less economy is concerned and all that, and in order to bring about a new economy, a digital monetary system. And that's what's going on. It's been going on, and like I said again, it's all part of the plan. So these are the charts that they have here. It's just like over here, 44% of respondents said tensions between the U.S. and China are in the risk, causing them the most concern for the world economy this year, coming in ahead of worry. Sorry, my vision is a little bad. I should have my glasses on. But anyway, about resurgent inflation is 26, I think it says 26%. Other geopolitical risk is 15%, and policy-induced recession is 13%. But at the same time, most expect China's GDP expansion to surge as the economy reopens. And that's what's going on. And thanks to, their interactions with the BRICS nations, of them being members, I'm sure that's playing a strong role in that area. And as it says, for 2023, investors agreed that the growth will recover after the removal of zero COVID policy. Yeah, and that COVID policy, all that has been affected all over the world, has put a damper on markets. We know that. Although there is disagreements on the strength of the recovery, with consumer confidence, property market, and local government debt being the top concerns. Goldman Sachs chief China economist I think it's Hao Shan, says, however, over the medium term, U.S.-China relations are the dominant uncertainty weighing on investors' minds. So I think that's pretty much good right there. Let me see what else there is that we want to know. Oh, they're touching about other countries for signs of economic growth in Asia. Look north, So basically, that's what I wanted you to get into to see. And then the other news, give me a break. Hold on, give me a quick minute. It's going to be, of course, the crypto. So let me go into my inbox, and then we'll go into what I want to get up for you guys. Give me a sec. It's loading. Alrighty. Okay. Come up upon it very soon. Let me see. Market briefs. Okay. So, and this is Market Briefs. Market Briefs is a subscription that I have, and the guy I can't remember his name, man. But anyway, he does a lot of news on different markets, dealing like with the stocks, dealing with precious metals, the NASDAQ, the Dow, and so forth. I'm not going to touch on those because that's not my area. I'm more like a crypto person anyway, and a crypto investor, hypothetically. But I'm going to go down and scroll down to the economy as we show. It shows here, like with gold, it's at 1,862, and so it's up 1.21%. And then the average with gas is $3.39. So that's what's going on. People are paying up to that amount, and it still hasn't gone low enough for people to really have some extra money out of their pockets. It's still at a level where it's people are stretching their dollars, and I'm saying myself included. So anyway, 2023 CPI is 8.4%. It's kind of still high. So inflation is still there. This is epidemic. What is he saying here? No, we're not going to get into that. Here we go. Crypto. Okay, so the crypto is what they saying here. Of course, we see the BTC is 22,333, which is at a low. It dropped to 0.43%. And ETH 1,557 dropped 0.44%. And Phil is which they're bringing into this crypto. These guys, I guess, him and his people kind of look at those three main cryptos as their specialty cryptos. Other than some of us in the XRP community know better, or the X community, the community of the X coins and all altcoins, if you want to put it that way, banking coins. But we are, we know better. So that's where we go off at. And okay, so as it says, over the weekend, Silvergate Capital Corp discontinued its crypto payments network. So that's something that happened in the news in the crypto area of the markets. According to Reuters, the company said it has made a risk-based decision to discontinue the service. Silvergate Capital is a crypto-focused bank that recently warned it could not file its annual document on time because it had the review in its books. After the warning, crypto mainstays like Coinbase and Galaxy Digital dropped Silvergate as their banking partner. Wow. So see, stuff is falling apart in that area. That's pretty much it. We're going to deal with, we're going to get into what my man T was talking about and the other people. So let's skip to that, people. All righty. Because I know some of you guys were anticipating that, and we'll pull that up. So just give me a sec, and then we'll listen to my man T and the people who were there. I'm going to try to scroll up a little bit because yesterday when I did my video, it was more dealing with what T said in the first part. So we'll scroll up. Just give me a sec.
What's up, folks? As a speaker, we'll just let everyone feel free up on the stage and speak. That messaging would end me, and then and let's say, but what happened to shampoo? No, that was my very first. Well, actually, no, my career was backwards. I served as a database manager in the military, and then when I got out, I consulting, to do that to people and to a company manager slash public folder architect manager slash file share manager slash etc. Right? I had all of those titles.
Let's just let it go on from here. All right.
At one job, and now I do sysadmin again with InfoSec. And some other stuff that I can't talk about. But with that being said, having that vast of a career in DoD and working in multiple facets of IT, while I don't understand everything, I understand enough to understand what I'm looking at when I see interoperability layouts. So I think seeing this stuff posted now about the prospective interoperability between the two layers should tell people something. Okay, it should tell people in general, stop prematurely attacking people who work in the field with this stuff, right?
And see, that's what he was getting into, and the first part that I did in the video before, and he's trying to get the people to realize it's like we need to stop this stuff. And me, I know better because I'm a person. First, I'm a humble person. I consider myself more humble than I used to be, because I would be a person that come on at you. But I wasn't an offensive person, and you got people who are offensive. They want to come in and start something. They want to ask them. They want to get into an argumentation because they're arrogant like that. That's just, and those people who are like that are offensive when they want to get something across, when they want to get their word across and not listen to people speak and not ask a question. but also bring their point with the question to try to push it and then get in argumentation. That usually is geared from arrogance because you want to be heard. You want to be right. You understand? So that's where T is coming from, pretty much.
Right? This is not a nan and a boo boo type of conversation, but what it is once again, this is a situation where people have done the work, people work in the field, people have put the hard work in, and people are giving educated perspectives, and people who are not in the field, and this isn't a slight at anyone who's not in tech, right? Because you don't have to be in tech to be a good researcher, right? But in order to understand information technology methodologies, it helps to be in the field, right? And to dismiss people and laugh at them and belittle them and tell people like us, like, well, you guys are just rambling on. You don't even understand what you're talking about. It's incoherent madman talk. When we've been working with this stuff for God knows how long, it's insulting, to do that to people and to minimize the amount of research and time and work that goes into this, because this isn't your run-of-the-mill investing space, right? Crypto is information technology.
And that's it.
With, essentially a connection to the monetary world, right? But make no mistake about it, all of...
Like they say, fintech, right? Yeah. Financial and technology.
This stuff is rooted in IT. So, when we're getting on here as tech guys, even developers, who are working in the space, who are building on top of these ledgers, none of us are talking from a place of, out of the side of our necks, because some people may not understand fully what we're saying, right? So it's important, like I said, to not attack people prematurely, because now everyone who had something negative to say, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not even going to name names on here. I'm not going to be that type of petty. All right. But they know who they are. And they're probably in here right now listening. And you know who you were, who told all of us, who saw the perspective interoperability, that it would never happen. And now it's right in front of your faces. And now people have to literally eat crow with hot sauce and no water jug around. And it doesn't feel good going down, right?
So yeah, let me go and try to push up a little bit, because I want to get to where those guys are speaking.
And approve that request for your boy Quincy. He is on the stage. So Quincy, man, what's going on, brother?
It's Quincy. It's Quincy, man. Go.
Whenever you're ready, man. If you want to hop on, you can. But if not, I can keep going. So what's up, bro? How are you doing?
Yeah, man. How are you doing? Love popping in your spaces. I'm actually eating food. I'm editing a YouTube video. It's taking me like 10 minutes to chill out for it. I love seeing what you have to talk about. And then, when I'm done, I'll be happy to chime in.
Yeah, okay. No problem, bro. So yeah, as far as this lawsuit's concerned, it looks like the Supreme Court had already issued some sort of a ruling on fair notice. And I can tell you right now, from what I'm seeing, typically when you have two parties that both are in agreement that they would like to, issue a summary judgment request, this usually doesn't go to trial, right? The SEC has requested summary judgment, and so has Ripple. The only way I could see this going to a Supreme Court, a decision or some sort of a trial would be if the judge presiding over the case could make a decision. Now, I've seen, enough rhetoric from Judge Torres regarding this that she is not in agreement with the SEC. She's called them hypocritical and self-serving. Even Judge Nepern has had to call them out on several inaccuracies.
Yeah, I'm gonna push that up, because we pretty much, want to hear of what they were saying, and I'm sure most of the people in relation to the messaging in the crypto. So those, the T was probably going into other areas to explain about what's going on. So I wanted to, because I wanted T to let you hear T, but also I wanted you to hear the other people, and just so it's fair like that. All right, so go ahead. Let's go see what we can get to.
People's emotions are real, man, and people have feelings, and even if they seem like narcissistic buttheads, right, that just can't get over themselves, we're in a space, man, where a lot of folks entered into this space due to the uncertainty in our current monetary environment, right? COVID happened. People were getting laid off. People were looking for quick ways to make money. And, excuse me, I think people carried a lot of that stress and a lot of that frustration out of nowhere.
All right, let's go.
And now they're posting we had between messaging and crypto as well. So I think, one of the best things that all of us can do in the space is before we attack prematurely, to kind of take a step back and, look at the landscape as a whole and look at where people are moving in the direction with their educated perspectives instead of immediately shutting it all down. Now, look, Scams, I'm not going to say that people don't just get on here and say bullshit, right? Because that happens too, right? But, essentially alluding to the fact that the same interoperability that we're having now would continue in the new monetary system. You would just have a different method used for payment purposes isn't far-fetched. And, I just, it's just sad, man, to see that happen, because now we have a situation where people are having to eat crow on several things, even with, some of the points that people in the XRP and utility token communities have made. Some of that stuff isn't true, right? Not both sides are guilty of it, is what I'm saying. And it's just my hope that we can move to a more mature space where we don't see this type of stuff happening anymore. So that's pretty much what we touched on.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think over time, if there's educators in the space, that's
This is Scams. If you guys don't already know, so let's listen to him.
It's going to help move the ball forward. I think that as you probably already know with me, is I don't appreciate the accounts that spread a lot of this disingenuous information. But at the end of the day, if there's good educators in the space, I do think that information can be disseminated over time. Not everyone will, get it, but that's the best we could do, is continue to educate and get to the people who are willing to listen and be open-minded about how the tech works.
I think part of it too is the space just takes some time to mature. I've definitely seen the space sort of go this insane craziness to not so insane craziness, but still a little crazy.
This is Quincy. Yeah, go ahead, Quincy.
See the grab question of like just general maturity, people taking certain technologies more seriously, taking certain things more seriously, starting to look into how these things work, what people are doing with them, as well as more people coming into the space explaining these different things too. I think you're just always going to have actors. You're always people who, going to slander people for saying things or gossip or whatever it may be. But I think, like I said, with maturity, a lot of other people just not really like tuning that stuff out in a sense and focusing more on like what's more tangible, what's more real. Even if you are a little bit confused, I think there's a bit more of a little bit more of a sophisticated look on things, at least now, as opposed to when I like first came into this space. And I think it's going to keep moving like that forward, especially with DTI.
I could say one thing, and these guys, T Scams was speaking. He's saying that the word is going to get across. He's trying to be as, low key and easygoing from what he's usually like, on an attack and the questions and getting into bringing and saying no, and this is not this, and then he wants to bring his points. But we know about him. But others like him, that are going and doing what they do, if they're not genuinely doing it for a good and for benefit for the people in the space and for them to know and to get more aware of what they need to do, the do's and the don'ts, understanding the tech so that they can understand the asset that they do have or have invested in as an investor. And we keep saying that, those people who come in like Kashta and so forth. I really respect him on it because he comes and brings a point of view on an investor level, and it's very important. The tech is wonderful, and it's the most, you know, potent, prominent part. Excuse me, not potent, prominent part of the space, because itself is a major part, as well as the finance part of the space of crypto economics, like my man Quincy has said. So we got to take heed to that. Every component comes together to create this, what we call this crypto space, and or let alone these communities that are of crypto projects and crypto coins, right? Or assets, if you want to say better. And we have to start realizing that we're all part of the same, you know, same world, the same ecosystem. Let's get it together, man, and try to work to push forth the innovation that needs to be pushed forth, to push forth that what we want to be able to reap our benefits, which is our profits, our gains, our money, right? This is what we came in for. A lot of us, you know, meaning that you invested in an asset, you invested in that which you invested in, hypothetically, if you want to say. It's for the reasons of making some money. Simple. So the ridiculousness is where we're at and what we're doing. You got people crying or flipping out, going off, or threatening each other in the space. This doesn't make no sense. Doesn't make no kind of sense. So Quincy, as to leave off, to say he's speaking truth. And Scams brought his point, and he tried to say, you know, without going in and saying that, you know, what he has to chase after the scams. And T's were 100% on point. We got to get it together. And we got to stop this stuff. We got to stop arguing before you don't even have the basis and understanding of the tech, and you don't know it fully. You're just going by your research, and you're using the content that you took from that research to base what you know, instead of really digging deeper, learning and sitting with somebody who's going to tell you the tech, the up and the down, or the in and the out of that tech. The okay, it's going to work here, but there's a chance it's not going to work. This might not be able to go in. Like T was trying to use an analogy or scenario, right, on saying how he, as a tech, as an IT, utilizing, dealing with a network and having to plug in into this system and this and so forth and what like this, and what he wouldn't do and what he has to do, what he needs to do. That's and Quincy knows that. Scam should know that according to his background, what he, you know, comes from as far as in the tech industry. But a lot of us who don't, then we have to sit and listen to these guys that are genuinely trying to help us. Okay, not disingenuous to try to prop themselves into a position where people can follow them, and they might even shield people to other projects. So we got to be careful with that too. All right, so I'm going to leave off there, and I appreciate you guys. I'm going to do another third video because I only got to this point, and I don't want to keep the videos so long because I know how people can get, you know, the attention span and so forth. So, but again, don't forget to subscribe to your bro. I'm going to probably get up with another video, and we're going to get in and, you know, a little bit more of what these guys were saying. I want to get to, again, investor, what's his name? Audacious Investor, if I think I'm saying his name right. And he, you know, how he asked the question that was on the subject matter of the DTI, and Quincy answered well, very well on it. I don't know if Scams did, I think so. And you know, of course, I'm sure T expounded on it. So, and there's other people that spoke, but I may not be able to do a whole lot of other videos for all the other people, but I'm going to listen to the whole video myself as time goes on, because it's over 2 hours, I think, is the majority of the video. Yeah, like 2:14. So anyway, thank you again. You guys have a great day, and be safe out there. And don't forget to click the like button and stay with your bro for the next video. Until next time, peace. I'm out.